Okay, now I'm recording. Since I didn't realize I wasn't recording, let me go back and say, so we just did the one-step measurement unit. We talked about how, go here, one step. Some units are a multiple of other units. Some units are factors of other units. And the rule was with multiples, you multiply, with factors, you divide. And we looked at the two example problems. Pints was smaller. It's part of a gallon. It's factor of a gallon. So we divided. Gallons was a multiple of pints. Lots of pints squished together made the gallon. So if you're going from the bigger thing, you multiply. Okay, so unit analysis is the new way of doing these same problems. It's nice because it's fail-safe, and it's nice because it lets us do more complicated problems also that we hadn't seen before. I'm going to do the two same problems we just did using the other method, this new method, and it will look like I am writing more. And yes, compared to the other method that we did, where a lot of what I wrote, you would just think in your head if you were really doing this, then I am writing more. But the writing more is part of the fail-safe. Sometimes on math finals, the time pressure and stuff, our brain turns off. So it's nice to have something that doesn't go wrong even when your brain turns off. So 48 pints is how many gallons? And we know 8 pints is a gallon. Okay. So my first step is that I'm going to write the given measurement unit as a fraction. So if I want to do 48 pints as how many gallons, I'm going to write 48 pints. It's not a fraction, so I have to put it over 1 to make it a fraction. That's easy. I can put something over 1. In some of these problems, what they give you is a fraction. Like, let's take 30 miles an hour and turn it into something. So then you would write 30 miles on top and 1 hour on the bottom and so on. But if it's not a fraction, put it over 1. Then I want to start making a chain of fraction multiplying. I'm not sure how many I'll need. I'm not actually going to write 3 like this. So I'll start with just 1. Maybe that's enough. I want to get out of pints. And I'm going to use the fact that when I'm multiplying fractions, if I have a factor on top and a factor on the bottom, they can cancel. And I'm going to pretend that words are factors. So I have a pints on top, so I want a pints on the bottom. That's easy. I'm not making any decisions. I'm just copying a word on the bottom because it was on the top. What I want to get to is gallons. Can I get to gallons in one step? Sure, I know how to get from pints to gallons. So that's the blue step here. Then I'm going to fill in the empty numbers. So 1 gallon is 8 pints. Actually, let me do that in orange so it matches what I did. The only reason steps 2 and 3 are different steps is sometimes in a very complicated problem, you have to fidget with the blue a little. And it's just faster to not write all the numbers also, so you don't have to erase as much. Okay, then we multiply. 48 times 1 is 48. The pints are going to cancel out. I have gallons left over. 1 times 8 is 8. There's no words on the bottom anymore. And my last step. How do you simplify a fraction? You do top divided by bottom. So 48 divided by 8 would be 6 gallons is my last thing. No. It's okay. So writing all this is a little bit more writing than before, but it does make it nice and foolproof. I don't have to worry, am I dividing and then multiplying? As long as the labels cancel, it's going to put the 8 on top or bottom where it should. The other problem was, here we go, 5 gallons is how many pints? that's not going to have enough room. I will just write that. Oh, so 5 gallons, I'll just write. Oops, I need to move that. Put it over 1. I want to get out of gallons. Am I going to put my other gallons on top or bottom? On bottom, so they cancel. Can I get to pints in 1 step? Sure. So 8 pints is a gallon. Multiply across. 5 times 8 is 40. Gallons is gone. I only have pints left. 1 times 1 is 1. Top divided by bottom. That's not terribly complicated when it's over 1. Makes sense. So I will be a broken record. Yes, this is writing a little bit more than the other way, but the process put the 8 on top for me. I don't have to have my brain working to know am I multiplying by 8 or dividing by 8. So that's good and reassuring on the day. Okay, we can do more complicated ones that we couldn't do very well with the 1-step stuff. So let's do a different inches per minute. That one you can always see on the screen. Okay, so I'm doing something with, I don't know, a laboratory. I'm measuring something in inches per minute. My hermit crab. How far does my hermit crab travel in a minute?
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen one out of shop.
Should we just make one up? Let's say 48 inches in 2 minutes.
You want to do inches per minute or feet per minute?
It doesn't matter. Let's do inches per minute.
Feet per minute. How fast does a jet traveling at 65,000?
65,000 feet per minute?
Feet per minute. How far is
Okay, sure. 60,
miles per hour?
65,000
Yep, 65,000 feet per minute.
for 1 minute.
How fast is it going miles per hour?
Okay, sure. That'll work. Okay, so what is their jet traveling? Somebody just told me this statistic, but I'm not used to thinking in feet per minutes. Whoops, that's feet per miles. Minutes is MIN. I'm not used to thinking in feet per minute. I need to translate this to miles per hour so I can compare it to the other kinds of speeds I'm used to, right? I jog at about 3 or 4 miles an hour. I ride bikes at about 10 miles an hour. I drive at whatever, depending on freeway or not. So let's make this miles per hour so we can see what this is. What rates will we want? Well, we'll need to get from minutes to hours. And we'll need to know that 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Maybe I don't know all the rates. I'm forgetting a third one I need. I'm not, but let's pretend I am. That's okay. This process would still show us as we're going that, oh, there's another rate I need. So 65,000 feet per minute. I want to get out of feet and I want to get out of minutes. It doesn't matter which one I fix first. So somebody tell me, get rid of feet first. I have feet on the top, so where do I want to write my other feet? On the bottom. And I can go from feet to miles. Yes, I know that one. Okay, I'm done with feet. Woohoo. Now I have miles on top and minutes on the bottom. What I want is so many miles on top and hours on the bottom. So what's my next fraction going to be, my next rate?
Put the one on the bottom automatically. Hour, it's 1 hour.
So yeah, I have a minutes on the bottom, so I need another minutes on the top, so they cancel. Can I go from minutes to hour? Sure, I know that one. Now I can look, I have miles an hour, that's what I want, so I'm done. I stop writing these blue fractions.
So you're gonna divide 65,000 by 5,280. Let's see how many times.
Yeah, well, let's just follow the process slowly. You were doing it right, but I want to do it slow and step by step. So what are my numbers? It was 60 minutes in an hour, and 1 mile is 5,280. Now here's an important point. There will probably be someone that gets to the final exam and forgets one of these numbers. This is a popular one to forget. You had it an hour before the test when you're having brunch, but something happens when the door to the room closes and you forget how many feet are a mile. So just make something up. Say 5,000, 6,000, something like that. And I can still give you partial credit for doing the process right, even if this conversion factor is stupid. That's okay. You can always memorize the conversion factor, and because you feel so guilty after class, you can still get at least partial credit with a bogus number there. Okay, but we have the right numbers. Notice again, I can't really mess up. I write the thing it gives me as a fraction. I make sure all the words cancel out. It tells me which numbers go on top and which numbers go on bottom. I'm not making choices, and that is nice and reliable. Okay, multiply across. So on the top, we have 65,000 times 1. Should I write the times 1? Some people like that. Some people don't. I'll skip it. And the only words we have left on top are miles. 1 times 5,280. Only words I have left on the bottom are hours. If you like the times ones, put them in. Some people like seeing that there's the same number of things on top as on bottom. Okay, for the simplifying, again, we have top divided by bottom. Some people like putting all the numbers on the top together first. Whatever multiplying there is, get a giant number there. And putting all the numbers on the bottom together first, whatever's there, multiply them, get a giant number. You can do that. But your calculator doesn't need you to. You can do the things on the top and then divide it by this. And if there was something else, then just go divided by 2 also. Have the bottoms all divisions. We'll get to one like that eventually. But for now, I'm just doing 65,000 times 60 divided by 5,280. And I get about 739. I will round. Ta-da. Questions about this process? Okay, so take a step back. Hopefully we could see that if we wanted to, we could do this multiple times. We can take the feet per minute and say this is a multiple of something we'll multiply, this is a factor of something we'll divide, but it's no longer sort of obvious with this problem. It's not something like 7.5 feet is how many inches. So for that reason, the unit analysis is friendly because it gives you this process. You don't have to make choices, you just follow the process, the answer process. Okay, a warning about the textbook. If you have the Bittinger textbook, when you go to the homework, let's go to the homework, then all of their problems, with very few exceptions, are wimpy. So down here with measurement, these unit analysis problems, they are almost all ones that you could just do with the one-step conversions. So it's sort of like, oh, why did they do this? But you could still practice the unit analysis. This might be a good topic to do the random ones a little more. I've written the random ones that not be quite so trivial as the ones that the Bittinger textbook is. Should we do one of these as another example? Yes, which one? 41 or 42 or 43? 43? 42, okay. That's not what I wanted. There, okay. Wanted to do was take a picture of it. And stick that up. Okay. Okay, so 19 cups every 1 day. That's my first step. And before I rush ahead, does anyone else want to come up and finish this? Get your check mark for doing something on the board.
I have to give a measure of this fraction. Empty grades. You want cups.
Okay, my turn then. So I'm going to write the empty units as rates. So I want to get rid of cups. What do I want to turn cups into? Gallons. Do I know how many cups are in a gallon?
No.
So if you don't, you could make more than one little rate and go from cups to pints and pints to quarts and quarts to gallons. But if we remembered our parts of a gallon, remember this stuff here? So there was that picture where you could see 16 cups fill up the whole gallon, 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. So we can do that, 16 cups in a gallon. Oops. There. Okay, I've got my gallons. I don't want gallons per day. So I need another fraction.
Hours.
Hours. I don't need hours.
Yeah.
I want to get out of days.
Ounces?
365 days.
Days, yeah. So in a year, I have 365 days. And then I have gallons per year, which is what I want. And it's okay to fidget a little bit. If you had started to write a fraction with ounces in it, and eventually noticed the ounces didn't cancel right with the other words, then that's fine. You erase that one, you figure out which one works. So, but now this works. I have gallons on the top and years on the bottom, and that's what I want. Then I multiply across using different colors than I did. That's okay. So 19 times 365. Only gallons is left as a word. 16 times 1 times 1 is 16. Only years left as a word. Oops. So what is that? 19. Yeah. 19 times 365 divided by 16. So about 433 gallons per year.
Yeah, that can't be healthy.
You're kidding. 19.
19 cups a day. This is hopefully a randomly generated problem, and not anyone we know.
Well, you have, a lot
I
of.
mean, I read that up to 4 cups of coffee can be
Express,
healthy, but
what's this thing, the new coffee thing, with the little cups?
The little cups, yeah.
The little cups, but the old fashioned thing, it was like, they had one pot and got 12 cups of coffee.
I'm all right.
Should we do another one?
Do another one, I'll do it on the board.
Okay. Should we do 43? Okay. So we have that. And here, we have that. You don't have to use all the same colors and steps I do. Just do it your way. That's part of having someone else do this. So
40 yards in 8.7 minutes. Express the speed in miles per hour on your. Oh, I don't want to break this. I'm sorry. So 40 up. And then it's yard. Yard down here.
it's not 40 over 1, though.
Oh,
That's where you started.
how do you erase it?
You click the thing that looks sort of like an ice cream bar in the menu on the top right.
This thing? And then back to that point. There we go.
Correct.
So you put the 8.7 down here. So that becomes 40 yards. And then this one is minutes. So minutes go up here. 60 seconds. It says minutes. It says 40 yards in 8.7 minutes. There's 60 seconds in a minute. So, okay.
Minutes and yards won't go together in a second. Right. So erase one of those. Make it either only time or only distance.
Okay. So, right time. How do you want that?
You just can't, you can only do a measurement conversion in the same type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So you can make yards into feet or miles. You can't make yards into minutes. You can make minutes into seconds or hours, but you can't make.
Okay, we'll say feet here, and we'll say seconds.
You have to match
Yeah, you're not matching.
Yeah, I'm not matching them. Okay. I'm getting really confused writing the word down, which way they need to go. Hold on.
Let me give you one more tip then. So because you're lecturing, use the very standard abbreviations for units. So instead of Y, make it
YRD.
YRD. Instead of M, do it MIN. That will not only help you, but it'll help everyone else in the room know,
Okay.
oh, these aren't years and miles, this is yards and minutes.
Okay, so that's yards and minutes. So then I need to do the top one on the bottom and the bottom one at the top.
Yes.
So minutes, so we'll do seconds. Right, because it wants miles per hour.
You just said you wanted the bottom one on the top.
Yeah, so I'm doing the seconds, the minutes, and the seconds.
So put the other minutes on top, so it'll cancel off.
Oh, okay.
And what's your goal? What are you trying to get for your time?
You're trying to get express the speed in miles per hour, and then you want to round it to the nearest hundredth of the mile per hour. So
Under minutes instead of yards, what can you turn minutes into that you want to turn it into?
hours.
Hours, yeah. So erase the second yards at the bottom.
And there's 60 seconds in an hour, 60 minutes in an hour.
Yeah,
So put 60 on the bottom.
no,
Put one on, you don't put one on the bottom.
60 minutes, 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's how it goes together. There we go.
Okay.
You can even cross out your minutes. You've done. Wow.
And then, okay. So then you multiply, you make the new fraction. And you gotta do wait, there's 2 new ones, right?
You have a yard on top to start with.
Yeah. So how many? Yeah, a yard with an hour. So you gotta cross those out. How do you cross that one?
You're thinking too much. There's a yards on top, so you do the yards on bottom.
Yep.
Just write it. Okay, now think. So you can turn the yards into something. Can you go to, you want miles an hour. Can you make the yards miles? Do you happen to know how many yards are in a mile? Some people know that, some people don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
If not, make yards into feet. That might be-
1,760.
1,760. There we go. So this has to be. What was that? That was what, a mile?
Yes.
So mile on top. And you said 1,760.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then yards on the bottom. So you put the 1 there.
You're looking skeptical. Is he right to look skeptical?
Wait, no. It's the word part that's messing me up.
Is it a bunch of miles making 1 yard or a bunch of yards making 1 mile?
And you have the numbers backwards.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm confusing myself with writing the words. Mile. So
No, that's yards.
now everybody's confusing me. Hold on. You said it was upside down and now it's not.
The words
Okay,
don't-
now I'm confused.
1 yard on top, right?
Anyone else?
No, it was 1 mile on top and 1,760 a yard, or is yards.
I'm confused. This is jacking my brain right now.
Okay, so hold on. I got a whole bunch of people saying different things. There's one person,
Just the word mile.
just the word mile. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That, and now that's feet. Yeah, feet. Yards, okay, yards.
For 1 mile.
And then one, and then mile. There we go. There we go. That's all. That's better
Now
now.
your yards will cancel
Okay,
out.
yards cancel out, and you do the new one over here.
No, we don't, we're done. We have miles on top and hours on bottom.
Yeah, we have to multiply
Oh,
everything.
okay, you're in the multiply step. Good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna do 40 times 60. 4. Clear. 8.7 times 17, 60. And I'm going to divide 200 divided by 15. 3, 1, 2.
All of these will always be decimal answers, with the top divided by bottom as the last.
Big calculator problem.
7, and then you round that to the nearest hundredth. So 10 hundredth.
So 0.16.
What's that?
There you go.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Oh, okay. I'm gonna make, since I know how to scroll it over, I'm gonna take those and move them over here. So equals mile an hour about equals. I took his point. Okay, now it's not all squished because I know how to scroll. Okay, should I do it with all my colors? People like the colors? Okay, I will do the same thing with all my colors, but thank you.
Apologize for the little word things.
No.
That part was, I'm used to just doing it with the number.
It is good to watch other people's brains move, so. Okay, step 1, write it, 40 yards, 8.7 minutes. So don't think too much. You are thinking way too much. The whole point of this process is it does all the thinking for you. So I want to get out of yards. Do I know how to get in from yards all the way to miles? This time, just to be different, since I'm doing it anyway, I'm going to pretend I don't. I only know there's 5,280 feet in a mile. So I'll go from yards to feet, and then I will go from feet to miles. Then I don't have to memorize 2 things on the day of the final. So there's 3 feet in a yard and 5,280 feet in a mile. Everyone with me so far? I'm not done. Right now I'm at miles per minute. And that's not what I want. I want miles per hour, so I need another fraction. I have a minutes down there, so I put a minutes up here. And if I'm confused, because as you've seen, it can happen, especially on a day of a test, do I want seconds, do I want hours, right? So look up us here, I'm looking for miles per hour, I want hours down here. So I'll put hours there, so I can go from miles to hour. And as we saw, if you get befuddled, which happens to everyone, and put seconds in, that's not the end of the world. Just keep going with the blue things until you get to what you want. I'm going to get rid of minutes, and I have miles an hour, and then you stop. And if you're not at what you want, then fiddle with it until you get the ones that cancel out nicely. So what are my last numbers? There's 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, so that was that and that. Then multiply across. again, just to be different, as long as we're looking at this twice, I could do the multiply 40 times 3 times 60 and write one number on top. And I could multiply 8.7 times 5,280 and write one number on the bottom, and then do top divided by bottom. Right? That's what you did. It worked great. I'm going to do it a little different and just say on the top, I do the 40 times 3 times 60. And then everything on the bottom is a divided by on my calculator. So divided by 8.7 and divided by 5,280. So before each of these, I put a divided by. That makes sense? No? Okay, then I won't do that. If it's confusing you, I won't. So then I will just say that is 40 times 3 times 60. Okay, and now I will do my top divided by bottom. So whatever, 7,200 divided by, this is a great time to use your previous answer key. If you have one of those in your calculator, on mine it's green and equals as previous answer. And I get the about the 1.16 miles per hour. Okay, all colorful for people who like colors.
Yeah.
Is there an easier way? Not for something with this many steps. There are other ways to do it. You could just do a bunch of those. Do I multiply? Do I divide? Like we started class off with. But you tend to get a little lost of which ones I multiply and which ones I divide. We use this for things like the road trip planning problem. Remember that one on the old pop quiz? So,
But I just put it in my phone and I'll tell you.
You do it on like an actual paper. I guess.
Like in my 41 years of life, I've never
use this. Part of it is there are things that
I don't think I've got it. So I'm like, why should it be on this?
Yeah.
Really?
There are things that you will use more once you're used to them, and otherwise you avoid them. That is true too. But you can get through life without this. This is, by the way, just a slightly longer problem. Remember, you get about 3 minutes per problem on a final. So this is one that people often save towards the end, because this just takes longer to do than the others. So let's wait and make sure I finish on time before I do the ones that take longer. So this is a popular one to just sort of do last on the final, or near to last. Okay, now let's play with paper. So, enough unit analysis. Oh, actually, before I go on, were there questions people had from the percent homework?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So maybe we'll start with playing with paper on Wednesday's class and do these things, because we only have.
I don't know.
So which homework questions did you have?
9 and 10.
9, and is this the turn-in homework?
Yeah. I got everything. You tricked me on more of them.
Turn-in homework.
You did, I read it wrong.
So Mads,
Yeah. No.
percentages 9 and 10. Okay.
Not like all the other ones are- Like I'm probably just.
I am sure if you have questions on these, so do lots of other people. So there we go. By the way, if you happen to carry around like extra coupons for Dutch Brothers or something, then the people that always ask questions in class so you don't have to, you should spoil them. And if you don't know David, because he's been away for a while, he was here like the first week. Then he's
Sure, a couple days in between that too.
okay. But anyway, he has sent me lots of corrections of typos on the website, and this link doesn't actually go here or things like that. So he deserves some spoiling too. Anyway, okay. Find simple interest. 2 months, $8,000 loan, 9.42%. So we had this formula of interest equals principal times rate times time. Does that ring a bell?
So
I get the first one, so I'm gonna go 8,000 times 0.0942, but then I don't get how to get the.
So my advice is whenever you see a formula and you're about to plug things in, whether it's in this class or another math class, is list all the things. Because this is where the mistakes happen. This is where the tricky things happen. The plugging in, doing the other stuff, that's just like your calculator. So that's not too big a deal. So interest is what we're solving for. Oh, not principal is 8,000. Sheila just did a great job with taking a 9.42% and making it 0.0942.
Get that.
And time of 2 months. So we need it to be years. Simple interest is all based around years. So how do we change months into years?
There's 12 months.
12 months, yeah. So we're going to do 2 divided by 12 a year. If you like it better as a fraction, then write it as a fraction. But fractions are just division things, right? So there we go.
Do we round it up?
I wouldn't round any of this yet.
No.
So when you're done, it'll be dollars and cents because it's money. So the money problems, you never have to worry about how much to round.
But it's when you divide to it.
So 8,000 times 0.0942 times 2 divided by 12. And just put all that in your calculator. Don't round in the middle. That's how you get rounding in the middle errors.
What thing?
What?
And it looks like this one, there is no rounding. So I don't.
25, 60. Oh, and it's easy when you look at it like that.
So if all this blue seems excessive, then again, it's like other things from today. It's a little excessive in what you write, but this is where you're going to notice the funkiness happening.
See,
That's
when
where you might get it wrong.
I just did it with the 8 times 0.0942, and then I divided by 0.17, which I was wrong. I didn't do it that order. We're gonna do 10.
We're going to do 10? Okay, we're going to do 10.
Well, I don't know how much.
10, I'm going to change the numbers, so I'm not giving away all the homework for you. What should we change the numbers to? How about like 4,000? And 6.5%. Okay, that look good? The store takes out a 90-day loan. We'll keep it 90 days for $4,000 at 6.5% simple interest. So what's the total amount? And I'm going to highlight total amount because the previous one asked just for the interest. And that's great because the formula poops out interest. But this one asks for total. So I'm going to get not only an interest, but I have to add back on the principal when I'm done, just because it asked me to. Okay, so I go back here, I steal stuff. Okay, so. Interest is what we're solving for. I'm going to make a note that we all remember to add on principal at. So that's just my thing that I wouldn't really write, but I am because I'm lecturing. Because it asks for that. What's the total amount? Everyone see how it's worded that way? It's
Yeah.
not about the math, it's just about the test question. Okay, 4,000, that's easy. 6.5%. So 0.065, and we have 90 days. So we need to make it years. Simple interest is all about years. So what will I write? Here, look at this one. Other way. You take the number you have and you divide it by 12.
Okay, so 90 divided by. So.
And again, if that doesn't make sense, then look at the two different ways to write it as a fraction. One of them is garbage, one of them is nice. How much of a year do we have? Do we have a small portion of a year? Oops, 90. Need to actually write the right numbers.
So it's 0.25.
Do I have a small portion of a year, or do I have something that's bigger than one? If I have a small portion of the year, so it's going to be top right at the bottom. And 90 is first. And what that is, I don't care. Right? I don't want to do 90 divided by 365 and have something to round and have rounding error.
Oh, it's like that one that was
Okay. Oh, we do the whole thing. Oh, yeah. Just like the first
Okay, so what do we have? 4,000 times 0.065
It's
times 90 divided by 365.
64.
So the interest is 64.11. Then I have to take the 4,000 I started with,
And then
add on the interest, and what they actually have to write a check for would be the 4,064, oops, 4,064. 11. It would be really nice if you could pay off a loan only by paying the interest, just keep the loan, but that's not the loan's work. Okay, if you have more percent questions, bring them Wednesday. Wednesday, we might do a unit analysis if people want to keep reviewing that, but otherwise we will take our fun pieces of paper and start talking about area and perimeter and making shapes and things like that. I guess one other note, let me do a really quick thing. Raise your hands if you're feeling now like you are the main character of the class and I am just a resource. Who's there yet? Nobody? Okay. We'll talk more about that Wednesday. I was hoping people would be switching. Have a good 2 days.